Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 5, Volume 8. Now, you're looking at this and you're going, it's a C90. Yes, it's a C90. This could be quite a long one. That's the start off. Anyway, so we've got a TDK there, and it's a C90. Now, these, it says, look, it says it's got a reliable cassette mechanism, and I don't know if it's the high, we've discussed this before, but there are higher quality tapes. And did you know, out here, did you see that on the news recently? The number of tapes being sold, a bit like records, has doubled over the last year. They've now sold 100,000 new tapes. Isn't that interesting? So there seems to be a resurgence in tapes. And one of the reasons they suspect is people like to make mixtapes, for girlfriends and boyfriends and partners and things like that, using sort of putting it together. And apparently tape is the best and easiest format for doing that. That's really weird, isn't it? So, tape's made a resurgence anyway. So the What's on the Tape might live on forever. I don't think it'll be doing Spectrum things, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, so we got TDK, 90 minute. Hopefully this is a reasonable quality one, and we'll see what happens. So it's 90 minutes, so this is going to be a long one, so you get yourself a drink, and make sure you do. Pause at any convenient point and do that. I'm just looking at that. I think it says side A on that one. I don't think you can quite see it. It does say side A there, I promise you. Right? And then you're going, you fool! You've done a 60-minute one. I have, yes. There is a reason for that, though. It does say Specky on here, but I stuck the other side into my trusty Sensei, which is my recorder. It's quite a rough looking one, but I'll tell you what, it works really well. My Sensei, and Sensei, basically I played it and discovered that on the other side there's Commodore, so there's only a little bit of Spectrum on this, and it's on this side. So I'm interested to know what a Commodore user used his Specky for. So I've got that there. There are no backups today because, to be honest with you, if we've got this much tape, we don't need any backups, alright? So we're just going to go for it and fly away with the whole lot. But as I say, make sure you get a drink, because I think this is going to be a long one. Anyway, without further messing around and doing whatever else it is, I'm going to put this into the tape drive. Okay, the tape is in the drive and we are ready to go. We have PlayZX on standby. Details in the description below if you ever need to use PlayZX. It allows you to play from your phone basically onto the computer. Right, let's go with the basic. Let's go with load it because it's the most likely way to load this, and we'll push the play button on this TDK. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting though, the news that the cassettes are actually on the selling again. Isn't that such a weird thing? I mean, records I actually could see coming back. Records, vinyl was always something that was going to come back because it's such an iconic format. It looks good. It feels good. There's something about that slimline sort of case. It can be mounted on the wall. There's lots of good things about. Oh, Harrier. Oh, cool. That's a good start. I don't think we've ever seen Harrier on this. Might have done. If this is the one I'm thinking of, Jarrell's Harrier. Was it Harrier Strike or Harrier? Just Harrier? Harrier Attack. That's it. Harrier Attack. Really good game, actually. Nice shoot 'em up. I really enjoyed this one. It looks nice. Plays well. Not exactly a simulation as such, not quite like Combat Links. I'm surprised we've not come across Combat Links actually as we're going on. But anyway, so I was saying about tapes there, that and vinyl. You could always see vinyl return. Vinyl is just such a beautiful format. I'm actually surprised it disappeared. I think what happens is sometimes you get people they get their heads turned by a new format, and we all thought that CD and MP3 and that kind of format would have been great. That would have been the format for us all. We'd have been absolutely chuffed and we'd love those and blah 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 blah. But what they forgot is that when they created MP3 and the format that they put on CDs, to allow it to compress the data, the amount of sound or the information that's the sound into it, they had to chop off the sound ranges. So they chopped off the range high and low to certain points. They made the assumption about the average human being that Mr. Average could listen. Audible hearing ranges were here
high and there low. Oh damn, that's not a good start. Shall we try this? We'll try that again because that was kind of going quite well there. So we'll give it another load, and if we don't, we'll get PlayZX straight onto that one because I quite like the look of that one there. So it's a good game actually. Harrier Attack. Do like Harrier Attack. I'm sure I may have played it on the channel before. It may have popped up previously. I certainly played the Amstrad version of it, which came free with it. What a bargain! Jarrell's one, and it was rebranded as Amsoft. But yeah, so they made the choice about this audible range for MP3 and whatever else it is, and said, look, we'll chop the top and the bottom off just to save data storage so we can get it in there. And then, but they forgot that we're all slightly different. So what range of hearing I have is slightly different to the range of hearing that you have. So you might have got some of the subtler sounds that were in the upper range or in the lower range, and the same for myself. And that, even if you just you picked minuscule amounts out of either range, that would actually improve your listening to. Oh, didn't like that. It would improve your listening to the actual device. Same, I think, applies to tapes as well, because the way that tapes work is kind of more. It's an analog way of doing it rather than a digital way of doing it. So I can also see that being a kind of a way that people might be going back to tapes as well for that range that you didn't have for your possibly. We'll see if this is the right one to load now. Gonna go for it. No, it's not happy. It's not a happy bunny. It's not a happy bunny. I'm going to quick rewind because we'll give it one more blast. We'll give it full on reset again. Hold the button down for a few seconds, right? So it says no signal on the screen. And we'll give it another blast and we'll see what happens. I was hoping it was going to be as lovely as those Street Sound ones that Andre sent to me, which I'm going to tackle. But somebody pointed out, quite rightfully so, it's been what's actually on the tape is actually on the front of the cover. So this is a proper what's on the tape. I had no idea that was actually on there, and that was a good start as well because it's one of those kind of games that I really quite like to. We'd like to play. We'd like to play that one. That would be good fun. Yeah, I think maybe this is what we're finding. Human beings. There's certain things in life, and sound being one of them. I think that analog feel is possibly the way that we want to do it. I think though that when it comes to vision, resolution is the thing we want. I think that, and I say this sort of loosely about vision. I think 1080p is quite a reasonable standard for televisions. If you've got a very large television, then maybe you go to 4K because you've got a larger surface area and you really want to keep those pixels tight so it still looks like a smooth image. But when it comes to actually down to it, we don't see the whole thing in 4K. You don't look at the screen and go, it's in 4K. What you actually see is where you focus your eyes is what you see, and then the brain fills in the rest. And I hate to tell you all, but 4K it's not gonna. You can't see it in 4K. You just can't. The average person sees 60 frames per second. So you've got a computer monitor, and it's doing 140 frames per second. You can't see 140 frames per second. It just becomes completely smooth. So anything over 60-ish. Again, remember everybody's slightly different. They say that if you're particularly sensitive, you can see a bit more, but on average we don't see much more than 60 frames per second. And again, remember that's the difference between, and frames per second is basically it's not, these pictures aren't moving as such. What you're seeing is a flash of a picture each time, and that picture changes. It's like one of those. Remember those books that you used to get where you used to get the flip things at the bottom corner of it, and the picture would form. That's basically it. That's effectively what you're seeing when you're looking at a computer screen or something similar. You're seeing that kind of resolution output. And if you go so fast that you can't see the difference, then it becomes smooth. So, anyway, after my little bit before we even got anywhere, well, we're 6 minutes in and we've already had vinyl, we've had tapes. We've had 4K tellies. I wouldn't mind a 4K telly, don't get me wrong, but it would have to be big. I mean, we're talking like stupid size, sort of 55-inch bigger or bigger. That's what I would like. You know, that would be lovely. But it would only be because it would be sort of where I watch my movies or whatever else it is. It's not going to make a blind bit of difference really, whether or not you're running a an upscaled or downscaled version of it. In fact, one of the nice things about video cards, for instance, and computers, is that you can downscale. You can actually actively downscale to. I'm just getting PlayZX on, by the way, if you're wondering why my voice is going up and down, because I'm looking at the device itself. Yeah, you can upscale and downscale dynamically, and downscaling dynamically from 4K can really prove that the smoothness of the image, which is quite nice as well. So there are, don't get me wrong, there's advantages, but I can't see when you get one. I can't see the pixels on 4K on a mid-level 50, 60, 70 inch TV. I can't see them. If you get up to 8K. Again, I would say you'd need a really large monitor for that, but I can't see that there. I don't think the human beings are going to go beyond that. That's why. That's the other interesting reason. That's the reason why they're still selling DVDs, because people don't really see enough benefit in even HD to stop buying DVD. Isn't that weird? That's really weird. That's why 4K isn't doing as well as it was meant to. And now 3D is always a novelty. I always think 3D is a novelty. Those people think. I can't see 3D. I've got one eye that's particularly poor with vision in it. So for me, it's a bit of a joke. I can't really see it. So, but anyway, here we go. Here's our thing. I hope you got coffee, by the way. I hope you got your coffee, because I've got my coffee. I'm not drinking it now. Oh, I love coffee. I do love coffee. I might have another sup, actually. That was quite good, that one. I enjoyed that. This is actually a 16K game. I hadn't realised that until I looked at the details of it there when I was putting it on PlayZX. This is a lifesaver, PlayZX. It's an absolute lifesaver. It's a brilliant piece of equipment. Really, really good. Oh, coffee. Right, yes, anyway, so, I do remember this, though, as Jarell's one. It was one of those, did I own a copy? Do I own a copy? I probably don't. It's really funny, isn't it? Jarell, for me, do you know they still exist, but not in the form that you think they exist? I can't remember exactly what they do. I think they do some kind of security... No, wrong. Scratch that. They do accountancy software. So, Jarell still exists, but they do accountancy software. I mean, what a come down, really, you know. I mean, the beauty of the computer games was just brilliant, weren't they? I mean, the Turbo Esprit, Combat Links, Harrier Attack. There was that Critical Mass, I think. There we go. We are loaded. Enter skill level. We want skill level 1, because I'm rubbish at this. And you know what, as well? I have a feeling the keys are bad. Can I use a joystick? No, I can't. Right, I think we're on the cursor keys. Oh, we are. Right up the top of the keyboard, so we're at 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's it. There's the bomb, was 9. And the missile is, which is a bit weird, because the missile kind of homes in on what you're doing. And then you've got to speed up. I don't know what the... I think it was like, you fly across the mission, you destroy as much as you can as you go. The Amstrad version's only 4 colour. And you only get 1 life as well. The Amstrad version's only 4 colours, so the Spectrum gets a little bit of a bonus point here for extra bits and pieces. Let's see if we can kill this boat, because it'll be here. I'm gonna shoot it. I know I've got a bomb, but I'm gonna shoot it with the... There, got it. Gets extra points for... Oh, nasty! Got me. Get extra points for the fact that it uses more colours. I got my name in. That's cool. It's a shame there's no joystick on it. There is a mechanical device that you can put over the keys on the old rubber keyed Spectrum that allows you to sort of emulate a little joystick. It's a bit of a weird thing. It straps over the top of the thing, and well, it does what it's meant to do. But right, here we go. Got some jets coming in. He's coming for me. And here's land, and that's flak that's being fired into the sky there. Now, flak. I don't think I've got a jet yet, though. It's not a bad little shooter, actually. It's trying to be a kind of a military sim when it... oh, you damn you. Military sim, but not quite, if that makes sense. I actually think it's worth playing, and for a 16k game, it's one of those ones that is kind of cool. It's just one of those... Durrell made some great little... I think they were trying to make simulators when, in a time when it wasn't quite there. And Turbo Esprit is by far one of the greatest Spectrum games, in fact, ever created. I don't know what it's like on the other versions, actually. I have a feeling I've played it on the Amstrad, but I can't remember. Oh, I feel bad now saying that I haven't played it on that one, cause, and the Commodore as well. But I don't know if you know it's on those two machines. But it's one of the greatest games because Turbo Esprit, if you didn't already know, was what inspired Grand Theft Auto, the original top-down one. This is 1 and 2, but by its styling and the way it went across the screen and the way that you could free roam in a city. It was really, really, really cool. Oh, come on, you know you want to. Come on. Scuba! Oh, Scuba Dive! It's more Durrell! I love Scuba Dive. It's a great game. This is gonna... Oh, yeah! This is the Durrell tape. I bet we've got Turbo Esprit in here and everything. Oh, I'm so excited by that. I haven't played Scuba Dive in ages. Aim of the game. Go down, scuba dive, getting pearls and other things. I think there's other things you can collect, treasure. And then swim back to your boat to deposit those things. And that's how you score points. Brilliant game. Really good. I haven't played scuba diving in years. There's one called Aquatrix, I think it is. Or Aquarius. Could be Aquarius by Bug Bites. That's pretty tough. But scuba dive. Yeah, I liked scuba dive as well. I was quite a fan of this. It's poor Mike Richardson here. All your games have been added to a special tape. Somebody's made a mixtape. It's a mixtape now. Ha modern day things. Yeah, that was a lovely nugget of information from the OneDrive, and there was some people being nostalgic about the fact that they kept it. But I bet you one of the other things is the quality that comes out of it. If you get a decent tape and you record it from something like a record, it might actually come out as a higher quality thing at the end of the day. Tape musical experience. It's going to be interesting, that, because one of the reasons they moved to digital for radio and other things was obviously to reduce the spectrum, and then it's encoded and decoded. Of course, you're losing some of you're losing some of that higher and lower volume, voice spectrum as well. It's will we be clamouring for analog radio again to improve the quality of the sounds that we get? It's a whole can of worms being opened by vinyl and tape, the analog formats that we like there. One of the things that I like the idea of, and they talk about them having a very warm sound when you put them into the devices, is that there's also a very sort of large market with musicians for old amplifiers that use valves. And these things took time to warm up. They were quite unreliable, but once they were warmed and they were ready and going, they produced effectively a warmer sound. You can actually buy these amplifiers quite cheaply now. They've been made modern versions of them where they've stripped it down to amplify the whole thing, and they put a couple of vacuum tubes in to do it. I mean, these are things that should have disappeared. Vacuum tubes were the precursor to transistors. They were the precursor to the building big computers and things. And these things should have disappeared, and they didn't. And there's something to be said. I'm not suggesting we're throwing everything back in time here, but the fact is that the revival of oh, you damn you, right, we're gonna go straight for the PlayZX on this one, because it's been just one of those tapes, isn't it? You can feel it. I'm just gonna grab the thing from here, plug it in. Scuba dive. Oh, I meant to push that. Didn't wish to push that button. Let's put scuba dive and put the phone away over to the other side of the room. Because it doesn't like it. Scuba dive. Let's go with the short of original install. I don't know why the re-release is like a minute longer. It's so weird. Right. Done. Play it. Okay. Oh! Stop! I thought I put the stop. Loaded it. There we go. Thank you. Sorry. Got a bit carried away there, didn't I? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that some of these older technologies are making a resurgence or sort of return. I mean, you can see it with the all these mini consoles, so that they allow people to relive some of their favourite arcade experiences. In the case of the Neo Geo Mini, although the thing is, we're a bit picky about these things, and rightfully so to some extent. I mean, the Neo Geo Mini had one major flaw, which really should have been patched by some kind of update. If I'm absolutely brutally honest, SNK should have got the finger out, because they actually have. SNK have now done various limited editions of that device. Now there's an international, there's the Japanese version, and then there's various versions based on characters from their strongest fighting games. Can't remember which they are off the top of my head, but they've got basically variations with the boxed, and I think they come with a character from that fighting game, and it's branded in that way, the Neo Geo Mini. But there's the little bit of an issue there. One thing that people would have wanted, and I hate to say it, is I don't mind these TV and scanline things, but I think they look naff. I want, when I plug it into, if you were going to plug it into a normal CRT TV, and it was a little fuzzy around the edges, you'd expect that. Same if you'd one of these high quality security monitors that people quite often use, or from the broadcast industry. They call them PVMs, but I don't think that's the correct name for them, because it's actually just monitors. PVM is the Sony's name for it, funnily enough, but it's become the sort of the representation of these CRT monitors. But you plug it into there, and it'll be not 100% perfect, but it's a little fuzzy around the edges. But that's what you'd expect from a CRT. But if you're going to plug it into a modern telly, I think that you should expect pixel perfect, or at least the best it can be within the parameters of whatever resolution you've chose. So you have to scale it correctly. They didn't do that with the Neo Geo. When you plug the Neo Geo Mini into a TV, it's slightly blurry around the edges, which is an absolute shame, because when it's on the screen, the little screen that it comes with, because it has a little 3 or 4 inch, can't remember how big it is actually, screen. It's absolutely stunning. It looks absolutely brilliant. And they didn't do that. It's really weird. They did the same with the PlayStation 1 Classic, which again is great to hack. A lot of people do. You can even buy hacked USBs from Amazon and eBay and places like that, just to save you time. You just stick them in these USB sticks, and it just automatically does your machine for you. Great little. I actually don't have a big issue with the Classic. I think it looks nice. I haven't modded mine. I haven't modded any of my minis, because I quite like them as they are. So I've got, in fact, I think I've got all the minis. Yeah, I have. I've got all the minis. And I don't. The Classic, again, is fuzzy around the edges when you put it in. Maybe it's somebody said a lunar nostalgia trip. Maybe not. I find myself conflicted over this one, in the sense of the fact that actually have recently, thanks to some lovely friends of mine and YouTubers too, Andre and Dave Birtle, I find myself buying a Xbox. I had a PlayStation 1, I've got PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2, and I've got Xbox, and I find myself loving it more when I plug it straight into the screen via composite, because it takes off the ragged edges by smoothing it out by the fact that the signal's not as clean. It makes it smoother than if it was a very clean signal, because early first generation, sort of midway generation, and slightly PlayStation 2, Xbox, I think it was just before it, wasn't it? Generation graphics, I do find them a little bit now jarring in comparison to the smoothness we expect from 3D graphics. So it's a hard one. Look at this cool creatures swimming around in the sea, and there's some of the things you've got to collect from. The clams at the bottom, you go away from them to open. Let's push the key. What's K for keys, maybe? Oh, right, cool. Clockwise. That one. Anti-clockwise. That one. Accelerate. Decelerate. Yes! Right, that's going to make life easier. What's S? Was that S to start, do you think? 1. Skill 1. Oh, no. There we go. So, we go down here. Oh, I've bashed my head. There we go. I've collected a thing. I think I have to go. Oh, not bash your head into the boat. It's like the way your lives, by the way, you guys in the boat. So yeah, I find myself conflicted with the graphics. I think that we've early generation graphics are just not the best. These, funnily enough, you could say to me, "Oh, these are early generation you're looking at right now." They're not. This is the earliest generation of graphics are those of the Atari 2600, the ZX80, and that kind of generation. Their graphics, in comparison, can be a little bit old-fashioned, if that makes sense. I've just killed myself with a shark. That's not very good, is it? I wonder if L for lives was for lives. Yeah, their graphics can be a little bit jarring. However, to be fair, I've seen some absolutely wonderful works done recently with modern times and modern techniques on improving their graphics. So even they can be improved. I just think that the graphics. I mean, this is great. I mean, look at it. You know what you're doing. You're swimming under the sea. You're swimming under the sea, avoiding oh god. Oh, I'm crashing into things. I've died because I crashed into two things. Is it L for lives? No, it's load. Oh, you can load and save. Wow. Oh, it's the high score table you can load and save. Cool. Let's have a swim this way. Like Echo the Dolphin, but without it. But I think these are really good. I think these graphics are really good. I think the whole experience is good here. I've got something held. Let's see if I can actually score some points here by putting something on the boat. Yeah. Yes, there we go. We have 20 points. It's not the high score, but it is 20 points. So you've got to put it in the boat to be able to do anything with it. You don't get points without. So clams and big clams. Oh no! Dropped it. Dropped it. Yeah, so I find it quite jarring. So the classic Mini was a bit of a disaster in that sense, but at the same time, I don't think it was awful. I just don't think the problem is Sony weren't a games writer, if that makes sense. Now they have since, but they weren't at the time really, and they allowed third parties to do it. It was very difficult for you to get the third parties to agree to put their games onto it. I've got 60 points. I've got to go back up to the top of the water, up to the top now. Have to go. It's a great game, this one. Doing my best Echo the Dolphin here, jumping out the water, look. No, maybe not. Come on! Where's the boat? He's took off, hasn't he? He has as well. It's took off. Ooh, that clam. Ah, damn. Thought for a minute there I was going to be able to get that clam. Never mind. What a great game this was. What a designed game. It works really well. It plays really well. A lot of modern day mobile phone games often, I don't think they necessarily know that they're stealing from the days of these games where the simplicity was the key. Yes, 80 points. I haven't got in the high score table yet. I'm desperate now to get in the high score table. There was. Hang on. Ooh. Go, go, go. Oh, shark, nearly. Baby shark. Da, 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 da. No? Maybe not. Making funny noises there. Does your Spectrum do that? Mine's a bit finicky when it comes to sound sometimes. It's a bit sort of it just seems like it gets into bad interference on the RGB cable. That's what I'm using to do this. A lovely RGB cable and a open source. I can't remember what it's called. OSSC it's called. Basically cleans up the signal. But it does seem to. I want to get a high score here. I want to get the highest score before I die. Look how busy the sea is. There they go. Across the way. I'm going to get in the boat. I like the way the lives are the little men in the boat. That's kind of cool. Now, down here, there is... He says, down here, there is a octopus. And the octopus blocks the route to the bigger and better stuff. Let's see. There he is. So you have to time your... time your swim through it and then get eaten by the octopus. But there's bigger and better stuff down there. It's really good. Oh, misspelled name. That's good. I'm top of the table. I didn't get any chests though. I got some pearls though. Did all right actually. That was quite good fun. I enjoyed that one. That was a good. That was another good one. I've had a good time here so far. So we've had Harrier Attack and we've had Scuba Dive. I feel this is the Durell tape. This is going to be all Durell. I've barely touched the tape as well. We could be here a while. I may have to take a break in between because I'm actually doing this as a morning episode for a change for me. I don't normally do them first thing, but I thought as I was up early, that I would actually start this early. Right, so that's the end of the last one. Here we go. Fingers crossed. D. Oh, I guess that's the end of the data for that one that didn't work. Because that was just where I left it. Right, let's fast forward a little bit. Scuba dive? I'd forgotten all about scuba dive. That sounds terrible. Terrible sounding data. Oh. Did you hear that? Let's have a look at the tape. It's a bit crinkly. It's a bit crinkly. No, that's kind of... I'm hoping that... Yeah, data there. A little bit. Straight after it. Let's see if we can find something else. That's not a good sign. Oh, hang on. Fingers crossed. Oh, Jungle Trouble. Oh, it's another Durell game. It is the Durell. There is the Durell collection. Right, I'm going to get that queued up because I can imagine this isn't going to work. But we'll give it a try. Fingers crossed. If it does, I'll be dead chuffed if it does work. So, Jungle Trouble. This, I can't remember a thing about. Fungal trouble. No, that's when you've got things on your. I'm typing in fungal trouble. That's another 16k game from Jarrell. Awesome. So this should load quite quickly, to be fair. But I don't remember this one at all. Something searching for things. Oh no, this is hard. Another tough one, isn't it? Is this one that somebody hates? Who hates this? Somebody hates this. I can't remember who hates this. Somebody I know hates this. If you hate this, put it in the comments below, because I need to know who hated this. Because there was somebody who hates this, and somebody who watches my channel regularly hates this game. It is, yeah, no idea, can't remember. No, I don't even remember. The only thing I remember now, the only thing running through my mind is Jill of the Jungle, which was a game on in DOS. I think it was written by, it was either Apogee, which became ID, id. That's I think they'd like to be called. I just preferred it ID. I know they want to be called id because it's like your id is your I guess creativity. Oh yes, finally one loaded. Creativity or whatever else it is, but I don't know. Right, quick sip of coffee before we start this one, because this is I feel this one needs some talking. Yeah, it was either Apogee or Epic, one of the two. Might have been Epic actually. Anyway, number 1. Oh yeah, this is the one. We got to get the monkey from the top to the bottom. Oh no, man from the top to the bottom, I should say. How do we jump? I don't know how I jump. I thought it would be... I got an axe. Oh, we need the axe. See, that's the other thing. Nobody tells you need the axe. Right. The movement's really smooth, though. Look at the character. He looks really cool. Is it the... Okay. How'd you jump? I don't know how you jump. Can I do it on the... Oh, did the joystick just work there? Sort of. Something about the joystick working. Okay, how do I jump? I don't know how you jump. It's really annoying. So you got to... What am I doing? Am I rescuing the monkeys? I'm not sure. There must be a jump button somewhere. I'm pushing every button on the keyboard. Right, so... How do you jump that? Must be able to jump it. Get that. There we go. It is up. Wow, this is tough. How do I get it to do that, though? So, hang on. So, I run a direction. Alright, you run a direction and you press the jump button. Oh my god, that's so hard. Alright, whoever did say this was hard was not kidding. This is nuts. Because you have to kind of, you run, then you release the direction you're running to press the jump. So watch. And then, crocodile bites you in the behind. Oh my god. Oh, what a game. It hates you. This proper hates you. Ah, my goodness. I like the little stick man, though. The animation of the little stick man's cool. Wow, I can't even do a second jump off that. You land on it, and that's it. You kind of... you can hear me banging the keys here, because I can't even get a second jump out of him. Let's try it again on easy again. One more. That's nuts! I tell you what, though, what a great tape. This has turned into a full-on Jarrell goodness tape. Right. Oh, no. You have to literally have to stop, run in the direction, press the jump at the exact time that you need to do it, which is like there, and then I don't know how you stay on that block. Wow, this needs some fixing. And the graphics on the little Stickman are brilliant. I just can't. Wow. I just can't believe that's just so bad. At least just to hear me banging the key because I'm trying to hit the button at the right time and just managed to make it there. You can't even jump the crocodile, so I can't go like that and jump the crocodile because it doesn't work like that. Wow! I'd be absolutely gutted if I'd bought that as a full price game. To be fair though, I would have kept on going at that as a kid. I don't know about you, but I'd have kept on absolutely smashing that every single day for hours and hours and hours, getting more and more frustrated just to beat that. I really would, until I actually managed to get past the whole thing. What we got on here now? Fat Worm. This is another Jarrell game. These are all Jarrell games. I'll get this one queued up in a second as well. Fat Worm? I don't think I've got Fat Worm. No, I definitely haven't got Fat Worm. Because I just remembered what it was. Same with Jungle Trouble. God, there's so many games by Jarrell. There they go. It's called Fat Worm Blows a Sparky. I'm not entirely... That sounds very wrong nowadays. I feel sorry for the electrician. But anyway. Oh dear. Oh. Fat Worm Blows a Sparky. So weird. So it's something to do with... I've not played this game before. Never. I've heard of it. Never played it. Because I did say Fat Worm before I looked it up there. But I've never played it before, ever. Somebody just copied every single Jarrell game on here. This could be a very long tape, you know, if there's every single Jarrell game ever on it. As I say, I might have to take a lunch break halfway through this. It all depends. I need another day in the week. That's what I need to do all these things, you know. Day off in the week, an extra day off in the week. Lots of things to do. Went out charity shop hunting yesterday. Like doing that. It's one of my favourite sort of that's one of the family's favourite pastimes. My wife is a massive knitter. She loves knitting things. She knits all kinds of stuff. Some of you may have received some of the knitting in the past. But she's a big knitter, so she goes to charity shops, and it's a great place to find inexpensive wool, bowls and balls of it. In fact, the first charity shop we went in yesterday had sort of a kilo of brown wool, so that had to be bought, and another kilo of purple wool, so that also had to be bought. But it allows me as well to have a look around. I never ever. Because I sort of live in the north of England, right at the Scottish border there. We tend to only get. We don't tend to get much the sort of Cumbrian side of the border. We do get some stuff north of the border occasionally. So we visit the local largest towns there, which are sort of 50,000 people and 30,000 people, that kind of people. One of them you're better at than others. It's usually your standard fare of if you're lucky you might find some PlayStation 1 games, original Xbox, PlayStation 2 games. Quite an abundance of PlayStation 2 games. I think Scotland really bought into the PlayStation 2 over the Xbox. If I'm lucky, I get some DS games because I do like my DS games. I've got a thing about. I like handheld devices. I think they're good and they're great. I think my love of the DS probably comes to the fact that I bought it the year before my daughter was born. And it was kind of, and I had it in the hospital. Well, she wasn't giving birth at the time. My wife wasn't giving birth at the time, but I had it in the hospital there, and I was playing think it was Mario 64 on it actually. But it has a lot of mini games in that, because I'm not a big Mario fan, but I do quite like the mini games because they remind me of dual screen Game & Watch type things. There was one where you kind of pop balloons and stuff like that and make Mario drop out of the sky, I think is one of them. I quite enjoyed that. So I had one of those, and I upgraded a couple of times, to DSIs and DS Link, the larger ones, and the small, the light ones, and all this kind of stuff. And recently I've kind of re-sparked my interest, because they're quite cheap, you see, very expensive, because they sold loads. They're a bit like the Game Boy, they sold millions. So I've been recollecting the sort of different models along the way, and I've even gone up to 3DS because I found one on sale on Boxing Day on Music Magpie, which I quite like. They're quite good for second-hand things. And I found a 3DS on there, so I got one of those as well. But I quite like them because there's lots of games for them. They're all sort of mostly puzzling type games and word games, and there are some arcade type of titles on there. Not enough shooters to my liking though. I do find that a bit disappointing. There's not enough shooters, but yeah, really good sort of combination of bits and pieces to go with it. So you sometimes find some of those in the charity shops, and we also sometimes find, if we're lucky, we find some other bits and pieces. I also find cassettes, and if they're really cheap, I like buy them en masse and then get rid of the contents and use it for my Spectrum stuff. But as I say, it's odds and sods like that, DVDs, because I'm not just a computer game collector. I love movies. I always have loved movies. So I like sci-fi, and I like bad horror, and I like sort of all those. I'm very cliched really when it comes to art. If I was a movie collector, I'd be a nerd as well. I watched all that nerd stuff. So and same, and I'm also a comic book collector. So again, nothing nerd. So I'm like 3 times a nerd. But I love being a nerd, and it's one of my favourite things in life. Right, let's put these things in it. So. Wow, we got some weird things going on here. What's the controls at the moment? Space, 1 for burper, enter to change, space to advance. Right, okay, so let's do the controls as they stand. We've got bouncer as an H. So we've got left, right, faster, slower, burper, H is bouncer, and board space. Right, okay, well, we'll go with the keys as they are. As I say, never played this before. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. 3-dimensional. I look like a tapeworm. Oh, wow. That's a slowed down. That's the burper. Oh, wow. Not sure what we're meant to be doing. Look, we've got a free roaming map, though. I'm trying to work out where I am on that map down the bottom, though. I'm at the wall at the bottom corner. Right. So is this something I've got to go towards over here? Something came out of there. I don't know. I've not played this game before. Have you played this game before? It's very smooth. Look at the graphics on the. I can only imagine. By the way, I'm going to call it a tapeworm. Is that food? I'm not sure that's food. I'm getting a bit fat now. I'm very fat, in fact. I think I've ate too much. So we're going to go up here. Not sure what I'm meant to be doing. However, I'm appreciating the graphical look of the thing. It feels like we're moving at speed, at pace. That looks like something we should be picking up. I don't know why we burp like that, though. What does a burper do? There's some walls here that look like they're open. Maybe I should be on this wall? Should be trying to get up onto this wall, maybe. Ah. There is another one of those. I'm not sure what they are. Sparkles, you can shoot them. I'm completely surprised by this. I'm kind of vibrating now as I move. I'm going to sway left and right because it's just kind of cool and give you all motion sickness. The map does work okay. I do feel like I work out what I'm moving around. I'm guessing the white dots are the things I'm meant to be finding within it. This is interesting, though. Oh, that's the corner of the wall, isn't it? Is it? Oh, look, it's way up. That's what we want. That is a ramp. We want to be up on here. There we go. We're going up there. So that we can go over the top. Oh, look how big we've got now. It's going to bring us out on the other side of the wall. It feels like a delivery mission thing, you know, where you're delivering from one place to the other. I'm going to run into a wall at the bottom there. That's cool. Look at that. I think that's just dead. That's a weird game. I've never played that one before. If you've played that before, put a comment in the description. The comment box below, basically. But put a comment below, because I've never played that before. That's really weird. At the same time, I appreciated the graphics there. I appreciated the way it looked. It was very smooth moving. Okay. As we continue the Jarell tape, I'm quite impressed by this one, actually. Never expected there to be so many on there. I mean, what have we done now? We've done Jungle Trouble, Fat Worm Blows a Sparky. We've had Scuba Dive, and we've had Harrier Attack. That's 4 games thus far. It's not too bad, actually. Let's see if we've got any more. Might not. You never know. We used to cram full when we were... sorry. We used to cram them full when I was a kid. Absolutely jam them to the brim. They were just full up. KGB. Was that a Jarell game as well? I'm gonna give that another try because that was lame. That little attempt there. Do it again. Do it again, computer. KGB. No. Right, KGB's not going to load, so let's see if I can find KGB. I'm going to assume it's a Jarell game. Again, not one I remember. This is kind of fascinating. It's always good when we get things we haven't done before. Let's have a look. KGB. Oh no! This could be Codemasters. This could be a Codemasters game. KGB Super Spy, it looks like in here. So let's do... I'm going to reset the specky first. Let's do it new. New. Put that on for there. Let's do a load. Dit. Oh, how new is this? This could be a big one. Let's go. We're going to skip that. We're going to go back to the loader. And we're going to do that. No, it's a Super Spy. It's not KGB. Oh, I wonder if Jarell did a Super Spy game. Now I'm really interested. Well, we'll go with this one for the moment, but I'm going to quickly see if we can do Jarell KGB. Well, that wasn't a very good search actually. I brought with all kinds of things. John Jarell, Scholar of Citations, KGB, Palmer. Very weird. So let's put ZX Spectrum in there. Now, I've only got KGB Super Spy from this on the looks of things. We're going to go with this one that we're loading now because that's the only one I can see. I'm going to go with... I'll just type in ZX Spectrum KGB. No, it's only KGB Super Spy. That's a shame because that could have been anything. That could have been actually. That could have been much more. I don't know, something. That could have been something. We love some things. The KGB Super Spy, that'll be alright. I like the way that it's the corporation at the bottom is 007. Have you noticed that? And if you don't know what the reference is, it's James Bond. Plus, where have you been if you don't know what the reference is? James Bond! Goodness me. There was a thing recently I read about the fact that James Bond would never be a woman as a replacement thing. I actually don't. I think you need to cast the right person or personages for a role. It's probably the right decision for it not to be a woman, but yeah, you need to cast the right person or personages. Was there a lot of background sound there? Or was that just me? I think that's just me, isn't it? I was looking at the voice going across, and I guess it's always me when I'm making a lot of noise when I'm going across. So I'm hoping it's not some kind of background hum from my phone again. We had a few of those a while back, and that was quite nasty, actually, to be honest with you. About 50 minutes, though. Remember to have a check then, see whether or not it's my phone or not. Could be messages coming across from it, unfortunately. I hope not. Sort of background noise for the phone messaging. That's the really annoying part, though. The real annoying part of the PlayZX. I really should just get an old phone and change it just to PlayZX only, shouldn't I? Really, instead of messing around with using the current phones that I've got. But anyway, I've no idea how long this is, or should I? I should actually. It's a reasonable load, to be honest with you. KGB Super Spy. I think KGB, whatever it was originally, was probably more interesting, I suspect. I couldn't find any KGB-related Spectrum games. I couldn't think of any that would load with KGB on it. How about the Fourth Protocol? Would that have done that, or would it come up with Protocol? Do you remember the Fourth Protocol? It was a book by somebody or other. I always liked it because I liked the look of the cover because it had this sort of I don't know, like skull in sealing wax for letters on it with a little bit of ribbon. It looked kind of cool. Was it black? I think it was black, wasn't it? It was black skull in or black sealing wax with skull imprinted in it. It was kind of cool. Thankfully, it looks like our soldier here is born to kill. It says on the top of his thing, which is a Vietnam reference, of course. Surprised to find this game on PlayZX. Codemasters tend not to allow the redistribution, but it doesn't mean that it's different companies. I think Oliver Twins. You'll never find Dizzy on these things because Dizzy's held by the Oliver Twins, and I don't think you'll find things by the Darlings either, who obviously started the Codemasters. I don't think you'll find BMX. What's it called on there? Simulator. Right, let's get this tape out of here and move this over so that it's not making any noise. Oh, you can tell it's Russian because everything's the wrong way around. All the letters are the wrong way around. Right, let's set the keys. 4. Define your keys. That way, yes. That way, yes. That way, that way. Helicopter. Right. Okay. Let's start the game. Press fire. Go, Super Spy. I'm going. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like the graphics. Oh, crashed into the ground. I just wondered there whether I could do that. So, which way have I meant to go? Just go this way. I thought the trees might damage me, but they don't. So I'm just, what am I doing? Am I collecting these guys? Yeah, I am. Look. There we go, collecting the little dudes down here. Oh, don't crash though. There were no survivors. Go, Super Spy. Right, okay. Tough. Right. So I'm shooting, but I can't see any survivors thus far. Ah, there he is. Got one. So it's kind of a bit chopper lifty, which is it's just not a bad game actually. Chopper lift. It's you've got to collect the. I think I've got extra missiles. I've got something extra. Oh, extra helicopter. Oh, died. Died trying to get the extra helicopter. Oh, no, go at that. Oh no, got 3 lives left. Still got some lives left. There's diesel. I guess that's to keep me flying. There's some power up of some sort. Oh, got killed. No. It's not that exciting. I think I can get my name in. Type my name. Oh, type it. Delete. Oh, missed it. There we go. Oh, demon. Oh, demon. Why don't you play a game? Right. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's see what else is on here. I wasn't excited by that. I was quite excited by the Durell stuff, really. If I'm honest. Yeah, we'll get the old load it going. I much preferred that. Anyway. Yeah, it's not. That's still that older one, I think. Nah, I wasn't keen on that one. I like Codemasters. They do some great games. Did they do anything other than... I know they did the slightly advanced ones. I don't think they did the budget... They did budget ones, didn't they? But did they do the more expensive ones? I remember Advanced Ski Simulator? Jet Ski Simulator? That was like a big box, wasn't it? It was a double dual thing. And then, of course, obviously nowadays they make modern games and, quite successful at it. Do they hold the rights to Formula 1? I think they do, don't they? I think they're the only ones allowed to make Formula 1 games, official Formula 1 games. They used to do Toka as well, wasn't it? What's that? Touring Car Championship? And that's a funny thing, isn't it? Having the rights to these things is weird. You know, well, weird. Is that the right word? Weird. Maybe it isn't. But people quite like them when they're the sort of Formula ones and they can drive as their heroes and whatever else is. I've never really bothered about that, to be honest with you. And, I don't mind Formula 1 games, actually, to be honest. I did like, and this isn't Formula 1, I did like Indy 500 on the PC. That was a really good game, because you could cause some most amazing crashes and then do replays of them. That was awesome. I used to love that. That was one of my sort of favourite sort of car games. I used to love that one. Just play that a lot. It's like 800k. Remember that? When things were that small for the PC? God. 800k. And then there was Corvetti, or Vetti, which was one where you could just choose the Corvettes and drive around wherever you fancied. They were kind of cool. Those were good days as well. Test Drive 3. Oh, Test Drive 3. Test Drive 3 on the PC. Oh, what a game. There was a part in the first level that you could turn off down a ramp onto this highway, and the highway looped. It just went round on itself, so you could go down the highway with that lovely 3-dimensional car, not this type of, sort of like square blocky type thing. But you could bomb down that motorway for like ever. You could just go round and round and round and round and round and round. It's just amazing, right? We're getting very much silence now. We're about halfway through the tape, and we are having a lot of silence here. Yeah, that was just really cool because you could just go round and round and round and round. These are the games that really struck me, you see, because I moved to, I was able to get access to the Commodore Amiga after having a Mega Drive and a SNES. I swapped those things for a Commodore Amiga with a friend. I swapped my SNES for it, with a huge collection of imported games. Probably worth a fortune nowadays, but anyway, swapped it for a Commodore Amiga and with a second drive and an extra half meg of RAM. And but at the same time, my dad got a 286. Olivetti 286. It was really expensive. I remember that because it had VGA. We could go up to VGA, and it was really super VGA. In fact, quite impressive at the time. And the thing then was I was at college and other things, and we were effectively swapping software there as well. And we had some bits and pieces that were there, and it was really good actually. To be honest with you, it was a good time for PC stuff, because we were still in MS DOS, and you could choose between Microsoft DOS or Digital Research DOS. There was other versions out there, and there was those options there, and and you were maximising the hardware with compression and things like that. It was a really good time for sort of PC gaming. I don't think there's anything else on here. I'm sure there's a really good whiz forward now. No, we're definitely nothing else on there, right? On that side, anyway. Let's flip it over. Let's hit the rewind button, and we'll see if... Well, I know there's definitely going to be some more stuff on the other side. We've got the old Sensei. I love the fact that my recorder's called Sensei. Isn't that cool? You can say it came with a bundle, which included a Spectrum as well. I was so surprised that it actually had a Spectrum in it. I was only interested in the games, really. In fact, I was only interested in one of the games, and I paid like 90 quid for the whole lot, and I got like 150 odd games and a tape recorder and the Spectrum. And this was only a couple of years ago, to be honest with you. In fact, 2 years, probably 2 years ago. So you can tell the market's changed a bit. I don't think you'd be able to pick up so much for so little now. But and I was just really surprised it was actually in there. But the one game I was looking for at the time was Attic Attack. Now I've got about 4 copies of it, because you never know. You need a backup, don't you? I like mine to work. But we've still got to do that original trial of the... And I got the cable for it, by the way, because we've discussed this in previous videos where I was saying, was it possible to sort of re-imprint the tape with the original sort of game from PlayZX. Rambo, yes! I really like Rambo, but I'm really rubbish at it. It's a good game, actually. It's a great game. Anyway, based on the movie, first one or second one, can't remember, First Blood. I know there's certainly a second one and a third one. The third one's really tough. Rambo 3 is really, really hard. I played the demo a couple of weeks ago on What's on the Tape, just of one of the levels. It was like, oh my god, so hard. No, I do like Rambo. I don't know why. It's just one of those. I don't know. It plays quite well. Maybe that's what I like about it. Is this working or not working? We'll give it a second, because it might be working. Doesn't look good though. It's all gone black, hasn't it? We'll wait for what would be the screen loading. Right, we'll have to have a look at it on there as well. Nah, that'll be the screen loading there. It hasn't done it. Right. Let's just pop that. Let's get the old PlayZX on again. We'll do that. We'll have a quick search. Rambo. There we go. The Ocean release from 1985, Ocean Software. There's a Hit Squad re-release as well. Alright, okay. Let's just hit the old restart on this. Let's go with load to dip. And let's push the play button on it. Let's go with that one. Yeah, I quite like Rambo. It's one of those kind of, it's a shooty. It reminds me of. I wonder why the other Rambo had like spaces between it. It was Rambo with spaces between it. I wonder what version that was. Was it a different version? I don't know. It's odd that there's so many slight variations out there. I always find this really odd. I mean, did they? I suppose this is very possible. Did they release games knowing they weren't quite right, and then release another batch later? When people we're already bringing them back in again. They already made the sales, and they bring them back in and going, oh, it's broken, it didn't work that one. Yeah, as you do as a kid. And then they replaced it, and you were getting like the slightly fixed version, possibly. Don't know. This is part 2. Is it part 1? Maybe I'm not using. Maybe I'm not. Or was it not a part 1? Oh, I can't remember. Sylvester Stallone. The first movie is about. It's not quite the violence of what it became sort of known for. First movie is less violent in the long run, because there's still a lot of violence, but it's a lot less violent than the other movies. It follows a Vietnam veteran, John Rambo, and his return to civilization doesn't go quite as well as it should. And I can't remember if some people upset his life or this, that, and the other. But he's obviously suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. A horrible thing that kind of really showed reared its ugly head in the Vietnam War. It's a really interesting story. If you've got Netflix, there's an entire thing about Vietnam. There's a whole series about it. There's a really interesting documentary, quite horrific. It does have some very gory scenes in it. They don't mess around. They show how bad it was on both sides and how they treat each other, which was really sad, if I'm absolutely honest, from both sides. The Americans didn't know how to defeat the Viet Cong. They were left in a situation where they could only score by the number of kills whether or not they were doing okay. So they couldn't even do it by conquest of land because they pretty much had all the land. So all they could do was count the number of kills, which were often by the troops coming back in were often exaggerated to make them look better. That tells you nothing. If you don't know how many soldiers you're facing, how do you know when you're winning? Isn't that a sad situation? That's really sad. That was a sad thing from both sides. That was the case, and that is hung. It's no good. That's not what we want. I have a re-release, and I have another version here. There's a lot of Rambos in here. We'll try the re-release. Yeah, no. So it's a terribly sad scenario. It's a very interesting documentary. It shows, talks about sort of British and French colonialism of what was called Indochina at the time. It was a conflict that was never winnable for any of the sides. I suppose the people of Vietnam won in the end. But yeah, just a bit of a sad scenario, really. But and Rambo is probably, apart from obviously the silly violence, but apart from the violence related to the movie itself, that whole the way he suffers and as a veteran is probably fairly. Oh right, okay, this is an interesting different load. Part 2. It's probably fairly representative, actually. Look what a fast load that is. I wonder if this is a turbo loader that's been created here for this one. I do hope it loads, though, because I'll be really annoyed if it doesn't. This is the second version. This is the Spanish version of Rambo that we're reviewing here. I wonder how much else is on this other tape. We may have an epic in front of us. It's not quite an epic yet. I'm getting there. Right, I'm gonna take a sup of what's remaining of the coffee now, because it's gonna be it's lukewarm now. Hasn't quite got the skin on the top on the milk, so we're good. We're not quite there. Oh, it's gone down good. It's that nicely. That's what we like. Right. I'm going to have a look at the fawn here and see where we're at with the Lord. Right, we're about 1 minute away, so brace yourselves. It's coming. I still haven't been able to... somebody asked on... I think it was Society for Sinclair or Sinclair Society, one or two, on Facebook, asked if I could do a sort of like a menu so you could skip to each of the games individually. You can just skip through the movie or skip through the thing. Yeah, I just haven't got round to doing that, so you can skip to each individual game. Never really thought about doing that because you're basically listening to my ramblings anyway. So I haven't really thought about that. I mean, if you want to skip, help yourselves. I mean, that's beauty of YouTube is to be able to skip the bits and pieces as you go along. So, don't know. I mean, you're skipping that skips all the other rubbish that goes with it. This hasn't worked, has it? This is not working. It does not like my Spectrum. I've got a +2A, and we've been a while since we actually mentioned this before about the +2A. It's not quite compatible due to the chip configuration. So we're gonna have to skip Rambo again. We're gonna skip Rambo. If I get time at the end, I will see if I can put it on my Omni because we've skipped Rambo enough. I think is the answer to that. We've skipped him enough. We need to give Rambo a try. Right. Okay. Let's get on with this and see what else we've got on here. Okay. So that's the Rambo data. Let's fast forward through that. Now we'll see what else is on here. I'm still excited to see what's on this the BASF tape because that's got Specky on one side and I know for a fact it's Commodore on the other side. I might even rewind it for you after we've tried whatever Specky's on it and see what's there. Because I think it could be programs, and I think that's the exciting thing about it. I mean, we've all been there. I mean, if you're of a certain age and you lived through the Commodore ZX Spectrum and to some extent the Amstrad on the sideline wars. I mean, there was obviously the Electron and the BBC, but hey. Only those with those more educated children, those parents who more whatever had the Electrons and to be fair, the Electron was kind of was the cheap version of the BBC, wasn't it? It wasn't quite the same thing, but I didn't have many friends with the BBC. I had them with Commodores, Spectrums and Amstrads is where we were at. Mostly Spectrums, being in the deep north. Pockets weren't deep, so we won by default up here. The Spectrum community won. Most people had Spectrums, if I'm brutally honest. I don't think we even had an awful lot of NESs or Master Systems, to be honest with you. I think it was just that was it. It was kind of Spectrums or nothing, really. For a good long time. Yeah, I mean, but I love all. I have to say, I love all 8-bit machines. I love all 8-bit computers. I think they're brilliant. I'd like to get involved with some more of the, more the ones that I'm less familiar with, like the Oryx and the Dragons. But it's getting the time to do it, isn't it? Getting involved with those things. They're beautiful things. I mean, I've got collections of. I've got a couple of Commodores. I've got 5, 6, 7 Spectrums, I think. I've got Commodore Amiga. I've got Atari ST. Atari ST I really want to get into. I've got this beautiful device to plug into it. The actual hard drive. Just haven't got into it. And you know what? I think the big problem is it seriously needs a repair, and I just haven't got around to doing that either. I've got Mega Drives, I've got SNESes, I haven't got a NES. I was going to try that out. I got a well-recommended sort of clone from the internet that would allow me to use HDMI. I just didn't like it. Isn't that funny? I didn't like it. I like the Master System, but I don't like them. I don't know what it is, but didn't grab me. I like it when I can emulate it nicely. I've got a Raspberry Pi which I've built my own image on with various emulations, and I've got the NES on there, and I really like it on there. I think it looks really nice and it plays really well. But I just didn't like the devices. I don't think I like the devices earlier. I don't mind the NES Mini, and I don't mind the SNES Mini. There's something about it. However, I do attempt to do the right things by them. So I've got proper NES pads for my Raspberry Pi. So I've got the AB select, start, select. So I've got those as well. So I mean, I do attempt to at least play it with the appropriate sort of controller, so it gives that experience. But I say, just really difficult with that. I didn't enjoy it at all. I thought I'd be happier with it, and I really wasn't. I thought I would enjoy it, and I didn't. I think from a collector's point of view, because I don't collect an awful lot. I collect an awful lot. I think I'll just clarify that. I do collect an awful lot, but I collect lots of things. So I collect, I collect odd Star Wars figures and I see them, odd Marvel characters if I see them that I fancy, and they've got to look nice. I'm not collecting sets or anything like that. I collect Spectrum games. I collect Nintendo DS and 3DS games now. I collect Master System, but I like them with the cases, and I think that's where my problem was with those things. I collect PlayStation 2, I'm collecting Xbox now, PSP, and occasional Saturn games, but as I say, it's not very quiet all of a sudden on the tape. I'm waiting here. Kung Fu. Okay, that was just a long gap. It was a very long gap. Well, it's a very long gap. Very weird. Such an extremely long gap. Didn't expect it to be so long. Okay. It's definitely loading, but I'm not sure what. That was a very, very long gap. Slightly weird. I was thinking it's Kung Fu Master, but maybe it's not Kung Fu Master, maybe it's something else. It's definitely doing something, I'm not sure what though. We haven't even had a screen yet. It's been a very long load for no screen at all. Can't think of anything other than Kung Fu Master with the word Kung Fu. I mean, there'll be lots of Kung Fu games around at the time, but these all seem to be, apart from probably that possible Codemasters game, they've all been kind of high sort of end games that have been on here. Yeah. So anyway, collecting wise, I think what I find a little bit annoying about the NES is the cardboard boxes, and they just disintegrate, don't they? And once you get started to collect cardboard boxes, it's just I don't know. I like the plastic covers. I think of the Master System over that. I like the fact that most of the other stuff is sort of plastic cases. I think it's just a surviving thing, isn't it? I think that's why I quite like. I mean, I collect my modern day way at once. I mean, I don't collect Xbox One games particularly. I get a couple of ones. I've got I've got PlayStation 4. I get a few games for that. And what I do collect for, however, I definitely collect for, is the physical media for the Switch. I think the Switch is a fantastic device that really is kind of your modern day retro collecting device. So I do collect those. I try not to spend a lot of money on them. I mean, I bought Guilty Gear 20th anniversary recently. Wargroove, which is a sort of advanced wars, if you've ever played that kind of game, sort of tactical turn-based thing. And then I've bought just looking, Battle Worlds Chronos, which I think is a little bit like Battletech, which you have to be going back a bit to remember Battletech. There is a new version of it on Steam. It's kind of, again, turn-based, sort of combat. Very much, I suspect, it probably spawned Advanced Wars, not the other way around. I think they probably looked at that and went, that's a really good game, because it was quite good. It was like, move to squares, shoot here, blah, 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 this vehicle does that. And it worked really well, from what I remember. What the heck is this doing? I feel like I'm in an episode of War Games now. I'm Matthew Broderick, obviously. and we're about to initiate a global nuclear global thermal nuclear war, was it? Or thermal nuclear war? Yeah, global nuclear. Global thermal because they've got the heat, obviously. Nuclear war. That could have been an entire game, that. Right. Break. Will you break? No. Of course you won't. Right. We're resetting the spectrum. We're going to try load again. Because that, whatever that was, I almost feels like it loaded another game over the top of that one. Let's rewind. I don't even know what that first one was. Let's rewind a bit. I'm going to put that... Loaded it. It was like a long break. Do you remember? I said to you, there's this long break there, and it's just weird. No, that's not the bit. Here. There we go. Yeah, this long break here. Fighter. So literally, that whatever was that last thing was, it tried to load this game over the top of it because it was looking for something else. So weird. That was really weird. So this is the actual game that I've just rewound back over the fact that it just did that. I do apologise for that. I have no idea what it is. This could be Fighter Pilot by... what are they called? I'm looking up. What are they called? I'm looking up. I know it's not... I know I've got it. It's not too far away. Hang on a second. No. I can't quite see it. Oh, hang on, this is doing this as well. What happened there? This is so weird. Fighter. What is Fighter? It isn't even loading a screen though, so I can't even tell what it is. Huh. This is like early days of copy protection though. Do you remember? We got Jet Set Willy with its colour chart. That was amazing. That was a tough one to crack. And then sometimes you had code words on things, and we had those early days of sort of protect your game with those actual physical elements, and people used to copy them all out and things like that. Kind of cool, but we used to find ways around it. I remember seeing those sheets of paper. Do you remember those sheets of paper where people had like the button presses? So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? And they had all the codes for like Jet Set Willy. Now, insane, absolutely insane. So this could be exactly the same game that we just had previously on there. Well, we've got to let's see if it loads at this point. We've got to give it the benefit of the doubt and see if it actually does load this time round. Because as I say, we wound not all the way at the beginning, but a bit further back. We tried to get Rambo to go, and Rambo wouldn't go. We're now on this thing called Fighter, which we've rewound for. If it just comes to a black screen again at the end of this, I'm just going to stop it and I'm going to reset the spectrum and see if it'll load again. We aren't even a quarter of the way through the tape on this one. We're not far at all. And as I say, I've still got this other tape to do, which we're definitely going to do regardless. Tough on the timing. We're just doing it. It has to be done. It's a legal requirement of the show. Oh, if I was rich and famous, I'd probably have what they call riders. Things that I require for it. Like coffee, like a fresh coffee. You do with a fresh coffee. Right, this is this long gap now. Push brake there. I must have rewound right back again. Right, that's a massive gap. That's not normal. Right, I'm resetting. Specky is getting reset. We're gonna go load it. I have no idea what that is. One of those mystery ones where we don't know entirely what it is. Right, we're gonna push load it. We're gonna we've reset the Specky. Let's see what happens here. This comes up with Fighter again. It's probably because whoever tried to copy it couldn't get it to load. Couldn't get it to work. Let's see what happens now. Here we go. Ghost. Okay, so again, I might have rewound back to that one before. Don't know. Let's hope that this loads, though. Let's hope so we get something out of this one. Because Ghost is going to be any number of things. It's a bit like Fighter as well. Could be any number of actual games that actually is. There was some clever software back in the day where it allowed you to make copies of games by loading what was in memory. And then sort of copying it back again. I can't remember the name of the product, actually. It was really good because you could take... Most 16K games were pretty much fair game for that. You could actually do it. And the best part about that was it's like a proper recording because you recorded back from your device onto it. So you loaded this thing in and then... I don't remember what you pressed. I think you just loaded it straight to memory behind it. And then it allowed you to basically write it back to the tape as many times as you wanted, and it was a good quality one. Oh, Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters! It's one of my favourite games. This. I've got lots of favourites though. I don't want to put myself in a corner. I hate this. That's one of the questions I absolutely dread. Not hate, but dread. You go into a forum or a group or something on Facebook or something online, you know, and somebody asks that question, what's your favourite game? What's your number one? Put it in the, you know, put your favourite game in here and whatever else it is. And it's such a hard question. With so many games available, so many different genres, you can't honestly, in any way, shape or form, choose a single game. It's just never going to happen. You can't choose one game for your game. I know somebody's going to argue in the comments here because they have a favourite. But that game is a fantastic game. It's the best, probably one of the best beat-em-ups. It is probably the best, and I'm going to name it in a second, the best single-player beat-em-ups and arcade conversions, which is better than the arcade. That'll be Renegade. That's a fantastic single-player beat-em-up game that is much better, in my opinion, than the arcade. Now, when it comes to sort of this kind of one, this for me is a management mini-game sort of extravaganza. I enjoy this one. I like this game. I like the way it plays. And to be fair, Master System version, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Master System version is the way to go if you want the probably the definitive variation of it. However, the Spectrum version is really good. So to be fair, is the Commodore version. So yeah, really good. Really enjoy this. Ghostbusters great. But yes, controller, keyboard. Or we can do Sinclair. Let's do Sinclair. Speech at the beginning. Ghostbusters. If there's something strange. If there's something strange in your neighbourhood. I think it flashes the words up in a second. Ghostbusters and strange in neighbourhood. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Something weird and don't look good. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Yeah, no, it's great. I don't want to listen to it all though. We can't skip it though. I ain't afraid no ghost. 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 There we go, we're going to have to force to see it. It's a bit like the beginning of the Rocky Horror Show. They made you sit through the whole thing on that as well, actually. You've got to do it. your head. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Who did this song? Can't remember. I had the see, back to vinyl here. I had the single with which was the Ghostbusters symbol. So that symbol there, and its little fingers used to stick out the edge of the record. It was really cool. No idea where that's gone. What a shame. Completely lost in the adults of time, unfortunately. Call Ghostbusters, because I ain't afraid of ghosts. I'm not afraid of ghosts anyway, though. I just want to. I hear he likes the girls. Yeah. I'm afraid of no ghost. Yeah. I'm sitting through a long song. There must be a way to skip this. Come on. Oh, enter. Oh. Paranormal investigators, we believe in you. This is a clever game as well because it used to give you a bank account detail at the end of it. Last and first name. There we go. Yeah, because you get an account number and you could use that account number and it would give you lots of money. So when you finish the game, you could replay it, but then you could buy more equipment that you couldn't previously do. Welcome to your new franchise. The owner will advance you $10,000 for equipment. Use it wisely. Okay, so you basically have to choose a car. I think you can examine them by pressing space and then the car number. So if we want to look at, for instance, when you've got enough money, you could buy the high performance. So space 4. That's what the high performance looks like. It's really fast, counts 7 items, it's 160 miles per hour. Kind of cool. Oh god. I have broken it. I've done this before. We have selected something we don't need to select. This is the invisible car that you choose when you get 0. Oh, I've done this by mistake. Damn. It doesn't even do it properly. Get some traps. So if you press 0 by mistake, you get this 0 car, and it's stupid. And the game's stupid for doing this, and I don't know why it does it. It's just horrendous. So I've got an invisible car. Instead of having like a nice Volkswagen, it's giving me this. We got a PK reading, monitoring equipment. I'm just going to take a few things, and I even though it makes no difference whatsoever, because I've made an absolute hash of it. This allows you to see them better, the ghosts. So you basically pack the car with all the stuff you can carry. End. Right, so basically you go around the city and you've got to stop the key and the keymaster connecting. You see this one's got a slightly different colour, means that it's basically got a ghost there possibly. Right, so we've got here, and then we travel there, and as you can see, instead of being a car, we're a square block. I hate that. It's one of my pet hates about the game. And it isn't even funny that it just does that. So we've got a ghost to go to. Normally you have a nice car. Oh, look at that. I hate it. We can hoover up ghosts if you run over them as well, to kind of reduce the PKA meter. See, it says city's PKA energy. Once that gets a psychic energy or something similar. It's whatever the ghosts need to basically make them horrible and nasty. Right. I'm surprised we haven't actually seen more Ghostbusters on these What's on the Tapes, actually. Ghostbusters is kind of one of those games that almost always appears on how you would have thought in copies. I certainly had plenty of tapes with it on back in the day. Bored, come on. We've got a drive there, basically. If you go around the city a lot, you have to long drive to anywhere. So, and then the car moves over, and we pull up outside the place, and we've got our first ghost, which is a little Slimer. We're going to put it there, and then you set up your trap, and you set up your guy like this. And then when you're ready, you hit the button like that. And then you hit the trap, and you miss him. And you're meant to catch him, and then he slimes on you. He slimed me! And then you got the ghost around here. I'm really upset, actually, that I've not my car, so, but, and then you get Marshmallow Man. You've got to stop him and all kinds of stuff. It's really good, actually. Honestly, I mean, I'm playing it down a bit at the moment because I'm just annoyed that it did what it did with the car. That horrible trick it does. I must have pushed the space car too often anyway. But let's see what else we've got. Let's go for it. Let's see if we can make it a little bit more impressive for a second. Do this one. Let's push the button. I'm excited. Might be more games. I still don't know what Fighter was. I think we've missed out on 2 games there, to be honest with you, that haven't loaded. I think that whatever they were could have been Activision games. Or can we think of a game, Activision games with the name Fighter? Pit Fighter? But that would have been Pit Fire, I would have thought. Or Pit Fight. Don't know. Don't know. Anyway, let's go for it. Oh, here we go. Lifelong gap. Frankenstein? Wolfman? There is a Frankenstein game. It was by Cartoon Time, which I think was owned by Codemasters, if I'm correct. It's kind of the end of or Codemasters or Silverbird or Firebird. Could have been Firebird, because I believe that Ollie and Lisa 3 was released on the Cartoon Time label. That was very late in the day, wasn't it? Very late in the day when they started releasing those sort of titles. It was the time that I started to take more interest in Atlantis. Atlantis had been doing titles previously, but it wasn't until the Shaw Brothers sort of turned up on the scene with their sort of Super Kid and a few other things that I really kind of took notice. Yes, it's Frankenstein Jr. It is. Yes, this actually is a Codemasters game. Never played it. No idea what it is. Absolutely none whatsoever. I believe it has Frankenstein in it, Junior. Well, no, actually, that's not true. In fact, that's absolutely incorrect. Looking at the screen there, that's incorrect. Frankenstein is the name of the doctor that creates the monster. The monster is called Monster. I mean, I don't think it's got a particular. It doesn't have a name, so that can't be Frankenstein Jr. unless Dr. Frankenstein had his way with the monster and it was a girl. Well, that's messed with your mind, hasn't it, for a second there? Think about that for 1 second. If Frankenstein was the doctor, the monster was called the Monster, and this game's called Frankenstein Jr., and that's meant to be Frankenstein's child, then I guess the only way that was possible is if Frankenstein and his monster got it on. That's wrong, isn't it? Because he wouldn't have called it Frank. Maybe he did. Maybe he made another one. Maybe he made another Frank. Maybe he made another monster and decided to actually name that one Frankie Jr. Huh? So it's not. We wouldn't be the first person to name something after, or name something after themselves, if that makes sense, would he? Frankie Jr. He's either one or the other, isn't he? Frankenstein Jr. Or maybe Frankenstein Jr. made it. Maybe it's Dr. Frankenstein's son made a monster of his own. Oh, I'm just making it up now. I don't know what it is. Right. It's been a long one, but we're about halfway through this tape, and going with the previous side of the tape, it's very unlikely we're going to find much more on this tape on this side. It's a shame about whatever those first 2 games were. I can't even remember what they turned up. One was Fighter, wasn't it? Was the other one Fighter as well? Was it both the same? Maybe this is the Codemasters side of the tape, because we have. What was the last? Oh my God! What was the last game we played? Ghostbusters. That wasn't Codemasters. It was Ghostbusters. How would have I forgotten Ghostbusters already? Cracking movie, by the absolutely fantastic. Third one's out now or soon. The official third one, that is, not the lady version of it, which was a mistake. I'm afraid to say, yeah, it was a mistake, without a doubt. That's again, we're talking about casting. That was Hollywood wanting to do a female version of it for, I don't know, girl power reasons, and that sounds really bad, doesn't it? I'm saying girl power, but it unnecessary, and ill-judged, I think is the way to describe that one. I've seen it. I don't think I've got it on disc, thankfully. So, yeah, I don't think I've got it on disc. Right, okay. I'm going to select my keys for fire. Up, down, left, right. Okay. 3 for keyboard. I've got fire. Right. Oh, that's kind of cool. Nice graphics. I'm pressing the fire button though. I've got a key now. That means I can open that door, doesn't it? Nope, can't open that door. Okay, I'm in this room here. Not sure what I'm doing. Get off me. Okay. It's an exploration game of some sort, isn't it? I'm meant to be exploring something. It's quite speedy, actually. Not a lot going on the screens, though, in fairness, for speedy. In theory, I've just gone round a circle there. I'm opening that gate. I wonder what I'm meant to be doing. Can't open that door. Ow, 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 ow. Do you know what it reminds me of? It's really weird. I don't think that's the right thought here. Ah, right. Is there something about the doors that we can tell? That doesn't open that door. So the keys to the doors. They've got different shapes. Do the doors show us these different shapes that we may go through them? Let's have a little look. Now I've opened that one now. Are they chasing me? Gonna go upstairs now. Oh, guns. That must be Daddy. Ah, look, there's a shape above the door. I'm dead. No idea. Absolutely none at all. Have you played Frankenstein Jr.? I know it was a budget title back in the day. No idea what that was about. It seemed alright. It played okay. I think without any story though, any context, that you read in the inlay. No idea what we're actually doing there with that one. I thought it was released under the cartoon time title though as well. I really did. Okay, so we're playing. Let's see if there's anything more on here. If not, we're moving on to the Commodore users. What we got? It's been a good one actually, this one, because we've had a lot of Durrell. I was so delighted by some of those Durrell ones. I mean, Fat Worm Blows a Sparky was just a really weird game. But I loved the look of the worm itself, the way it moved and smoothly went round. I mean, Scuba Dive, that's a classic. Jungle Trouble, what a nightmare. Absolute nightmare that was. That was horrible. Right, we seem to be quite quiet now. I'm gonna fast forward now. And again. We seem to be very, very quiet. I think. Yeah, it's about the same. So instead of going the whole way through, we went sort of halfway on each side, which isn't too bad, to be honest with you. Oh, sorry for the sniffing, by the way, occasionally there. I've been suffering a bit with my nose recently. I've been struggling with my sinuses. Not kind of cold, but more a case of just trying to get it clear. It's not been very good. requires a doctor's visit. I don't normally do doctor's visits, but this is going to require a doctor's visit. Anyway, right, this is the tape which has got Commodore 64 on the back and Specky on this side. What I'm hoping for here is a wee bit of programming of their own. That's what I'm hoping for. I might be wrong. Might just be, games copied. Ash. That sounds good. Okay, yeah, we've got things. Have I played this one before? I'm going to delete that first. I'm going to do a list. Okay, what's this do then? Run. Poke USR S. S is X and Y. That's drawing a character. If I press the S key. That's the S key, I think, been changed into a different shape. I don't think the S is meant to be that. So if I do extended mode, symbol shift S, it's now doing S as that, I think. Yeah, I think so. Hang on a second. I'll go and grab the other keyboard. I've got a Spectrum one just handy. Hang on. Nope, I'm wrong. That actually is the pipe command there with the little up and down one. So that's not there. So don't know what that's done. Okay, let us move on. Let's reset the Specky quickly, and we'll move on. I should have done a new there instead of doing that, but we'll move on. We have history here. We've got something called Ash. I'm not sure what Ash was. Oh, we had music there. Okay, here we go. I wonder what he was attempting to do. Ship. Okay. Let's have a little list. Right, okay. What I can see here, right, from previous experiences as a programming in BASIC, is it looks like he's attempting to change the character S, F, and D into characters of some sort. Now, I remember... Did you have to put it in graphics mode or something similar? I can't remember how to do this. This is the thing. Somebody will remember in the comments below. And he's basically creating using X to sing. It's 8 bits, you see, so it's lines of the data. And they seems to be running this to produce something. Graphics S. Yes. F. Well, I can't remember what the other one was. That's the graphics mode. What was in this? What was in the? Well, that's the graphics. There you go. So he's created these. This is what he's created. Let's list this. It's SFD. Right. So let me show you what he's created in his graphics. So we do graphics. SF. Sorry. SF. That's correct. Right, so I made the shape there, but it was meant to be SFD, but actually if you look at it, it's some kind of base. If you put it together in the root I did it accidentally there, which was SDF across the keyboard. He's created graphics. Look, that's his little math there. He's created little graphical things. He's basically changed that whole character of S to that like shape there. Cool. Okay. So we've got a plan here. We're gonna see some characters here. Let's do a new, and let's do a load again, and let's see what else we've got on here. Alright, so there's a bit of music here. Where's my sensei? My sensei's in the other room. Hang on. I'm going to get sensei. I'll be back in a second. Come on, sensei, where are you? Here we are. Good boy. Oh, before it loads again, I'm going to see what music that is and see if we can work out what music it is. No. Nope, don't want that. Oh, it's going to be hard to do that. Let's just crack on with doing these, because that's a bit. It's just a little bit difficult to rewind, just enough that you don't do anything. So let's just do. Yeah. Okay, so this is the next one. A little bit of music. Can't tell what that is really. Okay, this is the next one. Another ship. Okay, cool. Okay, I like his coding strategy. It's quite nice. SFD. I think it's just. We'll run this one again. Graphics. Yeah, same one we had before. So that's fair enough. That's fine. Graphics off. Delete all that. New. Load it. It's interesting. I like these when we find the. A bit of music again there. Okay, let's see what else you got here. I'm hoping we're going to find out too. So we've had Ash, ship, land. Oh, this is a big one. That's a big one, that one. Okay. Oh, sorry. That's me being stupid. Okay. Lost in Space is the name of the game. Run. Wow. So he's drawn his land on the bottom there, his lander, and he's got his fuel and his vent and various things there. Okay, let's carry on. Okay. More noises. Ball. Okay. A little list. Okay, so he's got something going on. It simple ball, simple moving ball. Let's try it. So the old bouncing off the edge of the screen there, just to demonstrate the thing. The only problem with that kind of, don't think it's quite doing that. Is it's usually about 45-degree angle instead of being something else. But that's I think it is 45-degree. Is it? No, it isn't. I'll tell you why. Because you can see it flashing green and white, which means there's clash. Cool. Okay, that's excellent. New. Let's do load it and see what else we've got. So these are like his basic programs, practicing. And a little bit of music over the top of that. Maybe there's some good stuff at the end of it once we get through these all. Ash 1. So there's obviously Ash is the owner of this tape. Okay, Ash, let's have a look at your code this time round. Simple squash game. Oh, fair enough. Let's give it a go. Press space to serve. So he's creating a squash game at this point. So he was getting the simple ball movement initially, and now he's working his way to developing a squash game. I can keep getting hits of music, don't we, in between each individual bit. Squash. Oh, this must be his full squash game. Excellent. Let's list it first. Have a quick look. There's a simple squash game. Keys are Z and X when we get to play, because I can see that there. It says if $M equals, it's the in key for it. When in key is the thing to do it. There's end game. Right. Okay. Run. Space to serve. I can't see the thing, but I can see the bat moving around. Look. Cool. Can't see the ball yet. It's getting closer, isn't he? He's getting closer to a squash game. More music there in the background, unfortunately. That wasn't the fault. Right, that seems to have stopped for a second, and there seems to be music there. Let's see if we can work out what's going on with this music. I'll just put it in the old Sensei. Come on, Sensei. Right there, whoa. Can't remember that song. I think that's all of Ash's stuff, but we get to finish on a song, so let's have a little look what else we got here.
And we've got the biggest songs on the big Music Power Top 10 from the Virgin Megastore, Corporation Street, in the city of Birmingham tonight. Number
Birmingham!
1, to the Pet Shops and Go West and SWV, with a bit of help from Michael Jackson on our exclusive mix of that song right here. Latest on the roads for a Monday. M6 southbound is easing between 10 Walsall, 8 Ray Hall, and from Spaghetti at number 6, the link with the M42 junction 4A. It's looking a bit better than it was earlier. The other motorways seem to be fine. Roadworks in Acock's Green on the A41 Warwick Road means there is no left turn into Fox Hollies Road. That's for the northbound traffic.
I wonder if the news is here.
So far,
this will be
buses,
cool.
Trains and planes, all okay for a Monday night with the big songs rocking and rolling. This is been reissued and it's selling fast. Tonight on the Music Power Top 10, number 4 is the placing for Roxette.
Roxette?
It must have been love.
Oh. It's over now. Awesome! Let's see what else is here. I'm hoping he's going to give away when he was actually made. I can't play it because otherwise I'll get into trouble on my old YouTube. We'll get hit by copyright strikes. So you can only have little snippets of things, otherwise he gets upset. It's over now. See, it's just the same, wasn't it? You felt like Roxette was singing to you there.
Every Monday and Wednesday evening, we kick it off with non-stop favourite songs and the big sellers across the Midlands. From Birmingham's BRMB, this is Carlos, cranked up loud on Birmingham
Carlos?
Proud.
Does anybody remember this guy?
FM, little after 7:18.
I bet he's still there, you know.
Okay, tonight, keep it here. We have the best mix of your favourite songs, including some classy oldies too. Tonight, play you some Wham, Lisa Stansfield, Bob Marley, and DNA and Suzanne Vega on the Awesome Foursome. Just a little after 8 o'clock. Check that out. The big songs tonight from the Virgin Megastore, Corporation Street in Birmingham City Centre, with Roxette at number 4 from the soundtrack of Pretty Woman. What a great movie it was. I think I've watched it now about 5 times, and
Pretty
every
Woman.
time, you know, I still have to dig out the Kleenex. And acting like that gets me so excited. Something to do with Julia Roberts, I reckon. Fairly cool tonight, more showers on the way. Some of those could be heavy at times, down to around 11 and 52 overnight. That's the expected low. Song 5 next.
That is kind of cool, actually. We seem to have found the little bit of history there. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rewind it back to where we started from. Let's see if I can find it. And I'm going to be naughty, and I'm gonna, because we got that side of the tape there.
Music Power Top 10.
The Music Power Pop Top 10. I shouldn't do this really, because naughty really. Because it's got music in it. I'm being a bit naughty, I think. But right, fast forward that. Oh, get off. This Sensei, by the way, is a fantastic little tape recorder. Right, so I've got it there. What I've got is probably... I don't know if it's all the full thing. What I'm going to do is I will actually strip that off, and I'll put a link down below if you want to download it and you want to listen to it and see what it was all about back in that day. I don't know if I can do that though, because it's like personal. There's like music and stuff like that, and that's shouldn't really have on there. From whatever else is, I don't know if I'm allowed to be honest with you. I'll strip it off. I'll stick it there. If I get into trouble, I'll take it down. All right, the link down, because it's interesting, isn't it? You got to get whatever else is on there to the end of the tape. You can listen to, and I might just have a little listen to myself later. So yeah, we'll give that a try. So I'll put a little link, Google link down below in the description for that. Thank you for watching. We've had a good one. We've had 2 hours worth of fun, and we've enjoyed ourselves. And I think I certainly have. Anyway, I hope you have. Anyway, please feel free to like and subscribe. Please tell all your friends about it. Make them all come over here and subscribe to my channel. I want like loads of people to come and see it because I think it's fun. Anyway, but I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye now. I bet you thought I'd forgotten all about Rambo. Well, I had. So here's the bit at the end of the thing. I finally got it to load. Funnily enough, I decided not to go with the Omni. This is the original Spectrum, and I've loaded it from a Hit Squad tape. So there you go. Obviously, the Hit Squad version is compatible with the Plus 2A. There with this interesting news. So let's see what I can do. What have we got? Well, I want to change those controls because I don't like them. So C for controls. D to define the keys. I want to go left, right, up, down. I think that's my shoot, and I'm going to go with 1 as that. I don't know what that does, but anyway, enter to finish. Let's hope I haven't made the P for oars the same place. So, right, S to start. Enter my name. Should put in Rambo, shouldn't I? Really, but anyway. So here we are. We're going to rescue prisoners of war. This is the second one, actually, not the first one. Surprisingly, I don't know if there was a First Blood game. Was there? Don't know. Somebody in the comments, please tell me whether there was or wasn't. I can't remember. But as I say, it reminds me of Akari Warriors because you kind of walk around the sort of level in a sort of similar vein. However, you can move anywhere you like, which is kind of handy. I think I'm throwing knives, actually, or am I not? I don't know. A knife? Something like that. So, here we are. I thought I was going to kill the guy there. So I've got prisoners of war to rescue. I don't know where they are. I'm just randomly wandering around here. Ah! Oh, that was lucky. If he got nasty, he could have really hurt me there. I'm going to go upwards now. It does move very nicely, very smoothly. I have to admit, it does go. It does work very nicely as a game. I'm not going to step in the water there because I think that's dangerous. I'm running up the level here. I think I've got a grenade too, which is that one. That's to swap the weapon. So this allows me to throw a grenade. Boom! Yeah, there we go. So I've got my knife and we've got a grenade. I'll stop here. Alright, here's the fence to the prisoners of war, so I guess we have to get in here somewhere along the line. I've just died. Press any key. One less Rambo. Okay. Oh, is that a weapon? Yes, it is. Is that a machine gun? Yeah! It's the M60. Cool. Okay. So, making our way... Oh, what's this? That's a tree, I think. Palm tree. Or it could be a weapon. Not sure. Right, we're working our way up the level. There we go. Aha! There's a prisoner of war camp. So, let's try and get in here. We've got to get in here and save those poor prisoners of war. There's a gap. I can't get in. Oh, why can't I get in? Do you think I can grenade it? Can I throw a grenade at it? No, not quite. Okay, we've got machine gun on again. We'll go around. Oh, I can't go through the water. That's a shame. We're going for it. Slowly. I was never very good at this game. I always died a lot. I don't know why I always died a lot. I just always did. I think I should have lost the Rambo by now, but I don't seem to have done. Maybe it's one of those quirks. There was a game called Spectre of Baghdad, and Spectre of Baghdad, when you played it in the 128K mode, I have lost life now. Basically, load it in 128K. All of a sudden, you'd have infinite lives, which is kind of weird, but cool at the same time because of course you had infinite lives. So I'm gonna try. I wonder if oh damn. Can't go any further downwards. Right, so I was just messing around there. Let's see if I can find a way into this prisoner of war camp to save some prisoners of war. Looks like there's some other items you can collect. There's a 2-player version of this, but obviously it's one after the other, not any other way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. So we're going to run up here. We're having a good run. Right, let's go round the edge of here. Let's see if we can find a way in. I couldn't find a way in earlier. I don't think they're floating around in the middle of the level. If you've played Rambo before, tell me where I'm going wrong. I say I always wanted a copy of it. I would never had it as a kid though, so because it was 18, you see, as well, the movie. So a bit like Cobra and things like that. It was kind of a it was one of those things that I never really played. Yeah, I don't know why I'm going wrong. You tell me in the comments below, and then I can maybe enjoy it next time I play it. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I've said that already, but we'll do it again just in case. Then I get double numbers. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye now.